In today's biased news, Trump is found guilty, Pakistan's prime minister gets arrested, and Ukraine prepares for the offensive. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has been arrested as he appeared in court in the capital Islamabad, sparking protests across the country. The arrest occurred on Tuesday, as Khan appeared in court to face corruption allegations. This is the latest development of a months-long political crisis and follows several unsuccessful attempts to apprehend the politician. The Anti-Corruption National Accountability Bureau issued an arrest warrant against Khan on May 1st, following dozens of other charges which Khan denies and claims are politically motivated. Top police officials in Islamabad stated that Khan was arrested in a case related to corruption charges launched last year by the current government of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, which involves the acquisition of land for the Al-Qadir Trust, an educational institute, of which Khan and his wife are trustees. The land, which is worth billions of rupees, was given by Malik Riaz, one of Pakistan's largest business tycoons. In 2019, Riaz was made to hand over assets totaling over $200 million to the UK National Crime Agency due to allegations of so-called dirty money, which the UK returned to Pakistan, and which Khan later returned to the businessman rather than keeping it within the national treasury. Following the arrest, officials of Khan's party called on supporters to take to the streets, posting on Twitter, quote, "Pakistan's brave people must come out and defend their country." Police quickly issued an order banning gatherings of more than 4 people, while also restricting access to Twitter, Facebook, and other social media platforms, an action ordered by the Ministry of the Interior. Khan was removed from power in April 2022, after he lost a confidence vote in Parliament. Since then, he's been campaigning for early national polls, due in October this year. Khan's arrest followed a recent escalation in tensions with the country's powerful military. The former prime minister has accused a senior military official and security officer of involvement in an assassination attempt against him in November of 2022, something the military denies. Pakistan's military has directly ruled the country for more than 3 decades in its 75 years of existence, and is still believed to play an active role in political affairs. Meanwhile, at least one person has been killed after protests broke out across the country following Khan's arrest. The social unrest is currently ongoing. In the US, a jury on Tuesday found Donald Trump sexually abused and defamed writer E. Jean Carroll, the latest development in a series of legal woes facing the Republican frontrunner in the 2024 US presidential race. Trump became the first former US president to face criminal charges when a New York grand jury indicted him for allegedly falsifying business records in connection with a hush money payment made to sex worker Stormy Daniels before his victory in the 2016 election. Trump has called the Manhattan District Attorney's probe a politically motivated witch hunt, and pleaded not guilty on April 4th to 34 counts of falsifying business records. In Asia, Southeastern leaders meeting in Indonesia called on Wednesday for an immediate end to hostilities in military-ruled Myanmar, in an effort to create an opportunity for communication and enable the delivery of humanitarian aid as fighting intensifies. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit was expected to play host to contentious debate over Myanmar's bloody crisis, with patience wearing thin as the junta shows no intent to pursue a peace plan agreed with the regional bloc after it seized power in a 2021 coup. Moving to the EU, European Union states are sitting down to a meeting on Wednesday over proposed new Ukraine war sanctions that would target Chinese and Iranian companies and allow export curbs on non-EU states for not playing along with the West trade restrictions on Russia. This is a continuation of NATO's global policy of, if you're not with us, you're against us, which commonly uses sanctions to rob smaller states of their sovereignty and force them into submission. Millions around the world celebrated May 9th, the day of victory over fascism, earlier this week. Russia's traditional annual military parade, though, ended up being less than a third of its usual length, featuring only 1 tank from World War II. This has garnered wide international mockery, as many online commenters assume that the relic is the only tank Russia has left. While that is almost certainly not the case, it's safe to say that the bulk of Russia's tanks are otherwise occupied. On the other side of the conflict, the Ukrainian foreign minister has talked down the idea of a planned counteroffensive being a guaranteed turning point in the war, adding that Ukraine will not stop launching counteroffensives until it has reclaimed all the territory occupied by Russia. The minister told a German newspaper on Wednesday, Do not consider this counteroffensive as the last one, because we do not know what will come out of it. And in positive news of the day, Iraq has recovered 6,000 antiquities that Britain borrowed 100 years ago for, quote, scholarly purposes. In a press conference held at Baghdad airport, Iraqi President Abdul Latif Rashid told reporters that these antiquities have been in Britain since 1923, and their return resulted from cooperation with the British Museum. The move came after the president visited the United Kingdom to attend the coronation ceremony of King Charles III, which featured a lot of other items that the British have yet to return. That's all for today. We'll be back day after tomorrow with more news. If you missed them, be sure to check out our previous episodes by following the links on your screen. As always, you can support the show and get the news in text form a few hours early by becoming a patron at patreon.com/firstthought.